Hey there, I hope you're well. I wanted to do a Watch Me Code session. This is the first of many, and this is Watch Me Code using AI. So I'll be doing like Bash and Python and stuff like that. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Now, obviously ChatGPT is the most famous, so I think that's the one I'm going to be using. But I want to show you this site. It's called po.com, and it's really cool. It's got a lot of different GPTs available. So we've got official highlighted right now, and there's lots. So there's GPT 4.0, Llama, Gemini, lots and lots. You've got image ones, you've got Claude 3, yeah, we go Gemini, Stable Diffusion, Llama, Mistral, so many. But I'm just going to stick with the most well-known one, which is ChatGPT. In fact, I'm not even going to use GPT 4.0. I'm going to simply use ChatGPT 3.5. So let me just see where that is. I did pass it. Let me go down here. It was a little green icon. There's so many of these things. There we go. ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo. Some of the ones you need to be a subscriber, pay for credits. Po is a really great site. I do recommend you check it out. You can even make your own bots. But anyway, we're just going to do this for now. Of course, you can go direct to the ChatGPT website. I just like to use this because I got access to all the different models from one site. So it's super cool. So what I had in mind was to try and get some information. Let me show you a cluster I've got. This is a Kind cluster, and Kind is a lightweight Kubernetes distribution. And if I just look at all the namespaces and get the pods, then this is what I have running. Now I've used this for some demos on some other videos, so that's why one of the deployments, this PyLogger, is actually broken. It's an image pull back off state, but that doesn't matter. And this is all the built-in kube system stuff that's automatically on the cluster. And then I also actually have a few other programs. I made this one called CPU Bust. That's also broken at the moment. And there's another one in the default namespace here, and another one here in the emoji voter namespace. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this emoji voter one. There's 4 pods there. Each one is a different microservice that does something different, which you can tell by the name. Emoji voting web. So pretty standard stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at one pod. So let me just copy this info here. And we're going to go a K, which I've got alias to kubectl. So K get pod. Namespace is emoji voto, and that's the pod which I copied. And then I'm going to say, so if I do this, then we get that. Okay, basic info. But if I repeat that, and this time say JSON. Oh, I could do YAML if I want it in YAML format, but I'm going to say JSON. And it comes back with a whole bunch of info. So if I scroll to the top, we're going to start from the top. So it's just about 3 or 4 pages up, I think. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's the command that I wrote. This is what we're getting out. So if you're not familiar already, then Kubernetes is really, it's just one super cool API server. And you can interrogate it, and there's tons of information that you get back. So when I ran kgetpod and it just came back with that one line and said it was in a ready state, that is just the default view, just one table with about 4 or 5 fields. If you do this JSON at the end, this is really all the info that you get. So I'm thinking I want to make a bash script that is going to get me info for all pods in a given namespace. I think that's the idea I'm going to have. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just looking at this to see if there's anything kind of interesting. So let me scroll down a bit. So there's some info there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to, because every pod obviously has an image, I'm going to ask it to report back the image. And also I want something else as well. So for this pod, what do we have in the metadata? I want the name of the pod, I think. Yeah, there we go. I want it to grab that too. So let's go here and let's type something in. So I'm going to say I need a bash script, just to make it clear so it doesn't give me Python or something else. It should take arguments of namespace. I think that's it. It should take an argument of namespace. It should then, using kubectl commands, get all the pods for the namespace with JSON flag. I'm just going to put that with a space because that is technically the better way. So with JSON flag, and from there extract some information. And we're talking about, so I'm just going to go back. We're talking about metadata name. So I'm going to say metadata name. I'm just going to put in here using JQ because I think it will know to use JQ, but I happen to know that that is the way that I want it to do it straight up. So metadata name, and where's the image? So let's go down to where the image is. And there we go. So image is under, I think it's under spec containers image. So spec containers image. And what else do we want? That might be cool. Let's also get the requests. So that's spec containers resources requests CPU. So spec containers resources requests CPU using JQ. So I'm going to call this I'm just going to say here that the this should be displayed in a table, and the table header is denoted below in capitals. So hopefully it'll work this out. So I'm going to say, oops, don't know what happened there. I accidentally got rid of the left hand something there, but that doesn't matter. So name, and here I want image, and here I want request CPU, I'm going to call it. Okay. And yeah, I think that will do. So I need a bash script. It should take an argument of namespace. It should then use kubectl to get all the pods for the namespace with the JSON flag. Extract this info. This should be output. Is a better way to say in a table, and the table header is denoted in capitals. So I could rewrite this, but I think we'll get away with this. So the table outputted should have headers. Pod. No. Name, image, request, CPU. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Let's try this. See what it comes up with. Here's a bash script that accomplishes what you want. So we can see. I can see here as that function says, print the table header, and print the row. So okay, that's interesting. And this is just a check to say, okay, it hasn't done it. It's come up with some really weird stuff here. Oh no, here we go. Here's the rest of it. I wasn't sure what was going on here because $1, $2, $3 are arguments, and Not sure, not quite sure what's going on here. This is a bit weird, I gotta say. But anyway, get the pod info, kget pods, -n namespace OJSON. That looks good. And pod rows it does an evaluation of this first. So it does echo of the above and uses JQ to extract these items from metadata name, spec containers, image, spec containers reason request CPU. That looks pretty good. Print the table header, and then it's using IFS here to okay, let's try this. Let's see if it works. So copy that. Let's go back to the terminal. Let's clear the screen. Let's vim. We're going to call this pod info.sh. I'm going to insert. I'm going to copy that, and that's everything pasted. Now, obviously, I read through everything, which is always a great idea to do. Don't just blindly run it, because you never know, it might do something damaging. But based on my knowledge, this looks legit. So right click to save. We need to promote it, obviously, make it executable. So let's do that. Pod info.sh. Let's clear the screen and let's run this. Oh, and you see, that's a great thing that ChatGPT did. It actually entered a check, which is always really good practice when writing any script that uses arguments, is to check that an argument was entered, and if not, return a message like this. So the namespace, if I don't remember the namespace, let me check. Let me just do a get pods all emoji voto. So let's clear the screen. Let's do that again. Emoji voto, and there we go. So you can see it returned those 4 pods, and it returned the image, which some of them are using the same image, but not all. And then it returned the column for CPU. And the problem with the image is that it can be quite a lengthy string, so you can see that it's sort of wrapping into the next column, but that's not really a big deal. And you can see that the requests have been set at 100M, 10, 100, 100, which is something that I did earlier. So yeah, this was just wanted to show you a really basic example of what you can do with ChatGPT or your favorite LLM. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think about it. Please feel free to write a comment, ask any questions. Give this a like if you did like it, and please subscribe. We're growing. And feel free to share this on your social media. LinkedIn would be great. And yeah, hope you liked it. So please come back. I'll be doing more of these. Just wanted to show you a simple example. And take care. Bye bye.